Welcome to Adventures with You. Today, you'll join me and my race partner Rico as we take on the Appalachian Journey gravel race. From camping out the night before the race to battling race conditions with brutal winds and heavy downpours, get a feel of this race as we tackle the grueling terrain of the Appalachians while taking in stunning views at the same time. So come on, let's head over to the Floyd Family Campground where the race takes place and get this journey started. So it's going to be a windy and wet night. When it was time to get some rest, the sound of the raindrops tapping against my tent fabric was peaceful at first, but as the night went on, it grew louder and louder.
It's approximately 8:30, and it is the night before the Appalachian Journey. And we are hit with a heavy downpour.
I tried to settle in for the night, but the noise was overwhelming. This was going to be one of the hardest rides of my life, and the weather was not on my side.
But the event is still going on, and you know we gotta ride it.
Let's check out the course. The 110-mile course, the Long Doggy, which includes 11,500 feet elevation, was cut to 85 miles due to weather advisory warnings. Listen, we had gusts up to 50 miles per hour and heavy downpour. While the race directors and organizers are in the business of providing the gnarliest routes for riders, they also prioritize safety. The morning of the race was a blur of activities. As we rushed to get ready, as we set out towards the starting line, we could hear the buzz of the excitement in the air. Riders were already setting off. I was definitely disappointed at missing the start, but Rico and I were determined to make the most of the race. We had a long day ahead of us, and we were in this together.
Running on CP time, ended up missing the 7:30 start, but we are out here working on our first climb.
Let's talk a little bit about the duo platform, where two participants ride together as a team, taking turns leading and drafting off each other to conserve energy. The goal is to complete the race as quickly as possible, or, in our case, as party paced as possible. Even though we started later than most of the other riders, we had each other's company and support throughout the entire race. Riding in isolation allowed us to focus on our pace and strategy, while we were able to encourage each other to push through the tougher sections. Being my first year on Melanin Base Miles gravel racing team, it's been a pleasure to get to know Rico. I felt lucky to ride with someone who shares my passion for camping, running, hiking, and biking. At our first ride of the season, the Mid-South gravel race in Stillwater, Oklahoma, I saw firsthand Rico's tremendous willpower to overcome challenges. He completed what they called the double, a 50K run on Friday, followed by a 50-mile ride on Saturday. If you haven't seen that race recap, go ahead and check it out. The link is in the description below. As the race began, the rain had stopped, and it seemed like we were having a lucky break. But as we started to climb and warm up our legs, the skies opened up, the downpour began. It was like a switch had been flipped and we suddenly were battling the elements. The rain was coming down so hard that it was impossible to see. In fact, Rico didn't even have glasses, so he was really struggling.
This ain't what you want. Oh,
woo! It's so hard. I can't even see.
The roads were flooded, the mud was flinging everywhere. To add to that challenge, my hands were getting cold, and my mind started playing tricks on me. Mind you, we were just under 10 miles. It's just getting started.
we got Rico riding strong. 21 miles in, feeling great. Starting to dry out just a little bit.
As the rain finally eased up, it was like a ray of hope shining down on us. It was a moment of relief. This was the Appalachian Journey, and it was just starting. We couldn't help but to appreciate the stunning views around us. As we rode on, we still hadn't caught up with any other riders. The lack of camaraderie that usually comes with gravel races and rides like these were largely missing. But fortunately, we had each other for conversation and laughter. After hours of riding alone, we finally caught up with a group of riders, and the energy was infectious. It was like a breath of fresh air to have company around after being alone for so long. We fell into a comfortable pace, chatting and laughing as we rode through the countryside. Riding through the Appalachian countryside, I couldn't help but to feel grateful for the breathtaking scenery around me. The winding roads next to rivers and the mountain skylines was a sight to behold. It is also a reminder of the importance of preserving nature for future generations, but we can talk about that later. I don't know about Rico, but I was looking for the next rest stop. This was around mile 35. Being a vegan athlete, you must come prepared and bring your own snacks most of the time. While I couldn't devour the bacon and pancake special, I did eat as many PB&J squares as possible.
You're fucking burning it on that descent.
I know.
That was fun.
I love descending, it's just the most exhilarating part.
Oh yeah.
Feeling absolutely amazing after that rest stop. We are on.
As we approach one of the toughest climbs of the course, Rico started to feel the effects of the grueling ride. To his defense, he has been focused on running and hasn't made enough time for long distance cycling. The homie started experiencing cramps and kept his head up through it all. He signaled me to go ahead so that I can work at a constant pace during the climb. This type of flexibility, I believe, is all part of teamwork as well. As long as you wait at the top of the hill, it's all good. As we rode into the rest stop, I could feel the heat starting to turn up, and my thermal felt like a furnace. Rico had hit the wall on a previous climb, but he had managed to pull through with some nutrition and hydration.
How you feeling, Rico?
Pretty good, feeling better, feeling better. The leg got a little tight there.
Looking around, I saw the other riders cleaning off their drivetrain, wiping the mud off their faces, and weighing the options whether they were going to do the 65 or the 85 route. Rest stops are a thrilling mixture of exhaustion and exhilaration. The sights and sounds of other riders coming in and out, taking breaks and then pushing each other is often energizing. It was a tough decision for us, but we decided to go for the 85 miler. Listen, the views are breathtaking. As I was riding, I was wondering, why do I do this? But I realized it is the beauty of riding in the mountains that is unparalleled. The Appalachian Journey gravel race in Floyd, Virginia is a prime example of this. You'll get to experience nature's beauty while pushing yourself to your physical limits. It was a journey like no other. If you're a fan of gravel racing or just looking for a challenge, the Appalachian Journey is definitely worth considering. With the mix of scenery, challenging terrain, tight-knit community, it's an experience that you won't forget. So why not sign up and push yourself to new heights? As we were descending at breakneck speeds, the wind rushing through our helmets and the adrenaline pumping, we suddenly realized that we missed a turn. We were so caught up in a moment that we were just trying to go straight, like a runaway train with no conductor. We were in our own little world until the reality hit us like a ton of bricks. We've got to climb back up that descent and get back on track. But hey, at least we had a killer downhill out of it, right? The Appalachian Journey and this experience has encouraged me to continue seeking even harder routes and to push myself to limits. I want to continue challenging myself and discovering what I'm capable of achieving on the bike. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash the like and subscribe button. Drop a comment and don't forget to sign up for the Appalachian Journey next year. Let's connect in the comments. What is your next race? How's your training going? What kind of content would you like to hear from me? Big shout out to Melanin Based Miles and all of our sponsors for the support. To the race directors, organizers, and volunteers, thanks for making this race quite a journey. I know y'all didn't have any control over the weather, but it definitely added to the memory.